All right, the Washington Commanders get a pleasant surprise. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but this channel fully dedicated to teams that just kind of get overlooked by the national media, teams that just kind of been underdogs forever. And Commanders, definitely one of those teams that's just been kind of a rough stretch. And then boom, last year, crazy, right? Had a lot of fun. And we've been covering you guys for a couple of years now because really for the last year, once you got Jaden Daniels, new coach, like, man, this team could be better than people think. And you were. So here's the kind of like, little surprise that you got was an article came out today that was talking about how 3-time Pro Bowler Za'Darius Smith could get cut. And if he does, the Commanders are a team that could pick him up. Now, the reason I like this, and I'll explain being a Lions fan, he's currently on the Detroit Lions, why this is such a realistic thing and why it fits your team really well. And you can let me know in the comments as well. Plus, we're going to look at the Commanders draft picks and what they can do with that here in just a second. But first, Za'Darius Smith's got one more year with the Lions, and if they release him, they could save $5 million with no dead cap after becoming a temporary defensive help in Hutchinson's absence when they traded for him this season. The reason that the Lions might get rid of Za'Darius Smith is because of Myles Garrett. They might want to go all in that direction, or they might want to look at other things that they could do defensively outside of Za'Darius Smith, because the best way I could put it was he was solid, but did disappear in some of the key moments that we were hoping to see him come alive. And it's like, man, you were really good, but also we may want to make some other juicier moves, and we might need to cut you to do that. So when you look at it, it's like, all right, possible teams that he could go to, Commanders being one of them. While they may bring back Bobby Wagner, remember that name, they might need to find a replacement for Armstrong. He had a decent season, but nowhere near the level that Smith could provide. So again, Za'Darius Smith's really good. He really is. He is older, and he's just going to be a nice veteran piece. And why I think this works is because the Lions, I think, can do it. And I want the Lions to bring Za'Darius Smith back. Let me just say that. However, the Commanders showed that between your tight end, Bobby Wagner, you went out and got these older guys for like, hey, give me 1 year. And they did. And you got really good production out of aging veterans. And so my point in this is that I think your coach, your culture already shows that you can take a Za'Darius Smith and really make him good and just say, dude, we just need 1 year from you. And you can keep piecing together strategic free agents in this way, plus draft well. It's a no-brainer. So do you go get a Khalil Mack, or maybe a Smith's a lot cheaper, right? These are things that everyone has to kind of decide what they want to do. But the Commanders showed last year that between Bobby Wagner and Zach Ertz, they can get veteran dudes and get really good production out of them. So you go to the Washington Commanders draft picks. I like this is because you see usually the draft picks, but you don't actually get to see kind of where they come from. So originally, your third pick was Miami. You can see these, which is kind of cool because, and I don't know how you came to all these draft picks, in terms of like trades and stuff, but really you only have your first and second is your own picks, and then the rest have been traded for, and now you've got 7 picks, perfect. You don't have a 4th round pick, but it's all good. Love what I'm seeing here. Your mock draft has you going to get a wide receiver, an edge, and an offensive tackle. Perfect. Can't go wrong with that, because PFF put out an article talking about how you build your offensive line through the draft. And basically just there's a bunch of stats here, and I mean, look at this. I mean, I'm not going to go through all of it. What they came and said was basically, of the top offensive lines, and I'm going somewhere with this, of the top offensive lines last year in football, they were built through the draft. They just were. So Lions, for example, had one guy that was a free agent acquisition. The rest were through the draft. The Eagles just killed it through the draft. They were the best, right? Super Bowl champions. Shout out to them. So you need these picks, whether you just need a number of picks. And what I mean by that is, yes, it's great to have the premium picks, but the picks later on, just having more of them increases your odds of landing a 6th round offensive guard from Boston College, right? So you want to build through the draft later in the rounds. Love it. Okay, so that's what the Commanders will do there. So you've got options to get veteran players in free agency. You're going to build through the drafts. That's like everyone's doing that. No crap. But point is, you've got the coach, the culture, and the quarterback to do these things and make swings, and let's do this. Other part of the article, or an article that I love, is just real quick. This is the possible free agents and trade targets if you just had to rank them. And I think what you'll see is a couple players in the top 10 fit the Commanders. And so what does that mean? Well, you're a couple moves away here from, man, having a really dynamic team and to go with a team that was just kind of figuring it out last year and still had such a successful year. What if you can add a couple of these players? So let me just show you. Tyreek Hill, let me know in the comments if you would even screw around with him. Most people would not. I would not either, but it makes you think, man, you imagine him just running around just for a year? I'd love it. T. Higgins, I don't think you want to just go all in on that. Probably not. Garrett Wilson would be interesting. He's possibly looking to be traded. What's going on there? Here's your guard. Godwin, I don't hate that. Khalil Mack, again, that'd be interesting. Devontae Adams, I don't hate. I mean, these guys are just older. Again, you're not looking for a bunch of production. You're looking for 1 year. 1 year. I don't hate Cooper Kupp. I know some people do. They like think he's old and injured, but he's not that bad. Some risk-averse teams will likely overlook Kupp due to his age, 32, and recent injury history. But even in a down year, he had a 72 PFF grade and showcased an exceptional floor. That's the biggest thing. Deebo Samuel just went from being unbelievable to just seemingly old, and get him out of here. But he's not. He's good, right? Is Deebo Samuel? Okay, so you see what I'm saying. Josh Sweat, all right. Christian Kirk, no. I mean, look at another wide receiver. So there's wide receivers. There's options all over the place. I just love it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. And we'll see all of you on the next one.